complaints. Hi, I'm Peter Falconer from Margaret University. Can I first of all thank the presenters? I found the presentations really interesting and extremely thought-provoking, so thank you. A number of questions I could ask, but can I ask one probably directed to you, Carol? In listening to the presentations, I found myself thinking about complaints that may be less legitimate and more improper and illegitimate, and the challenges facing organisations in dealing with complaints which are perhaps less proper and less legitimate. Speaking with public organisations recently, I'm hearing a lot about what are being referred to as the frequent flyers, the serial complainants with whom organisations have to deal with professionally and properly. I'm also hearing about complaints which are maybe more unreasonable in terms of the expectations which they embody. And I was wondering, Carol, if in the organisations you've looked at, you've found evidence of resources being devoted to education, to managing customer expectations. Thank you.
Yes, I would say that in relation to the ones that we've looked at, obviously we've identified case studies where there's a lot of good practice going on. I think, obviously some of the points you were hinting at earlier on were obviously about complaints which are not legitimate, and had an interesting conversation with someone earlier this evening who found someone trying to get compensation but actually didn't have a complaint, but because they'd got money back from Virgin Media for some other grievance, thought they could just go into their building society and get some money back. So that's obviously not legitimate. But I think in relation to the ones that we've been looking at, we have been identifying the best case studies. So obviously they are investing in that, they're educating people, they're training staff well to be able to deal very effectively with complaints.
I think, could I ask Paul or Douglas to comment on this, because this issue of sort of illegitimate complaints is very important. It's a big issue in financial services, if for no other reason than because of the encouragement from many third parties for people to complain when they may not have been missold anything or may not have had an account with a particular institution.
I think, certainly from a claims management company perspective, we've obviously seen a different quality of firms come into the marketplace there. But I think it is encouraging where the British Bankers Association, for example, have been working very closely together with the rest of the industry and the Ministry of Justice to be firming up the regulation round about these type of firms as well. I think without a doubt it can cause difficulties when these type of complaints come in, whether it's in bulk or individually. It does take a lot of time to investigate, to get to the bottom of things, and that sort of doesn't help processing timescales and whatever else as well. So it's certainly something to be mindful of, but I think it is so easy to get into that sort of defensive mindset where what we're trying to promote is the culture of putting the customer at the heart and giving the customer the benefit of the doubt. But obviously there is that element that we need to be very careful of too.
Mm-hmm. I'd absolutely add to that. I think probably a number of points. First of all, with regards to claim management companies, obviously there's an awful lot of rise in that, and also just the number of parts of the complaints they put in. It's almost like carpet bombing. I think the key things here is that any response to that obviously needs to be fair and balanced in terms of what we're doing. This ties back to the point about not going on any preconceived ideas. But secondly, having the evidence in which to meet them. And this is where record keeping, this is where file management becomes so very, very key across all the financial services, but particularly within complaints management, being in a position to articulate back very clearly why, in a fair way, that in this particular instance there is not an answer to be had.